Once I truly understood these two things, I was able to get in better shape than Brad Pitt from Fight Club. Number one is truly understanding the cost of not taking action. So many people, when they want to achieve a goal, they overly fixate on the cost of starting, whether it's money, time, effort, all or three. And then most people come to the conclusion of, well, if I don't do anything, then I'll save that money, I'll save that time, and I'll save that effort. And there is a cost to not taking action. What happens if nothing changes for the next 5 years? If you continue on the exact same path you're on? For most people, it's too uncomfortable to think about. I know for me, I wasn't overweight by any means, but I didn't feel confident in my body. I knew that that would continue to compound. My energy would continue to get lower. I would be lethargic. I would continue to let myself down and lose confidence, and that would spill into other aspects of my life. My world would have probably shrank. That for me was enough to give me the kick up the arse to make a change. Now, humans are fantastic at running away from things. Think about it. Most people spend their lives working in jobs they absolutely hate because they see people that are homeless. That's the extreme version. And they're thinking, well, I don't want to be like that. And that's enough to get them out of bed in the morning and go to a job they absolutely hate for 30 years. I mean, think how crazy that is. So if you're struggling to make a change, struggling to motivate yourself, get a pen, get a notepad and write down what is the compounding effect if nothing changes for the next 5 years. If you are overweight and you are feeling bad about yourself, how would that affect your relationship with your wife, with your kids? Once we have understood the cost of not making a change, it's really important to have a North Star, understand what you're working towards. I know when I first started, I wanted to look like Brad Pitt from Fight Club, but it wasn't tangible enough. As a result, there wasn't enough urgency. So when life threw me an obstacle or social occasions came up, my friends were putting peer pressure on me, I would give in. Because I was like, yeah, I mean, I do want to look like Brad Pitt from Fight Club, but, you know, I can always start on Monday. There wasn't that urgency. One of the most powerful frameworks, and getting from that superficial reason to that deep emotional reason of why it's important to you, of why you want to make a change, is what I call the 4 why technique. Ask yourself why 4 times. Start with your superficial goal. For me, I want to look like Brad Pitt from Fight Club. Why? Well, you know what? I feel like if I burnt fat, toned up, and got a six-pack, I'd feel great. Well, why is it important to you feel great? Well, at the moment, I'm actually lacking confidence in myself, and it's starting to spill into other areas of my life. Why is building confidence important to you? Well, I'd feel like I would show up better at work, with my family, and just feel better about myself. Why is having more confidence, feeling better about yourself, and showing up to your family important to you? Well, to be honest, I'm sick of letting myself down. I want to prove to myself that I can set a goal and achieve it. But not only that, I want to be a role model to my kids. I want to be someone that my wife still respects. So I went from I want to look like Brad Pitt to this is important to me because I want to prove it to myself, be a leader and a role model to my kids, and be someone that my wife still respects. I mean, how much more powerful is that? And then I wrote both of these on my wall, my ultimate goal statement of why this is important to me, the cost of not taking action. And every morning when I woke up and brushed my teeth, I had it there on the mirror and I reminded myself of why I wanted to make a change, of why this was important to me, and the cost of not taking action. If you're struggling to make a change, if you're struggling to push yourself, motivate yourself, do these 2 things, figure out your ultimate goal statement, figure out the cost of not taking action. And as soon as you realize that the pain of staying the same outweighs the pain of change, that is when the magic happens.